Brand new Zexal world is here with Xyz summoning, 3 new characters, new skills, new cards. We are going to review all of them. Let's go!
It's time to do.
Starting up with characters, are they worth leveling up? Well, as for Yuma, some stuff he is giving up is really cool, and as you know, every character is worth to level up. If you need gems, you need them, especially if you are free to play. Anyways, his level up rewards: Gaga Girl, Subaba Knight, and Dijin Xyz stuff at level 21. The other two gives Xyz monster as a reward at level 21 too. You can get them by farming them at the gate though. As for his skills, Warrior of Hope number 39, you know what it does. It adds an Utopia to our extra deck. Konami gave out the Utopia as a box card, which is expected. Ready for Victory can be used the turn you control 2 monsters with the same level. During this turn, the attack of Xyz monsters you control increases by 500, can only be used once per duel. This is basically right before you are going to Xyz summon, activate skill, your Xyz monster will gain 500 attack this turn. Not good at all, not bad either. Overlay gain, increase the attack of one Xyz monster you control until the end of the turn by the number of its Xyz materials times 200. Can only be used once per turn and twice per duel. Again, not good at all, just a little attack boost for your Xyz monster. Onomatopoeia, I don't even know how to spell this. Return 2 Zubaba, Gagaga, Gogogo or Dododo cards with different names from your hand to the deck, and add 2 blah 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 monsters with different names to your hand from the deck. It can see play, but I don't know. We will see it in the future. Number 0. Until the end of your opponent's next turn, one number monster you control cannot be destroyed by battle except by another number monster. If you have watched the anime, number cards can only be destroyed by a number card. This is basically what this skill attempts to say. It's for only that turn though. I don't think this skill is good at all also. Number recovery, select a number monster you control and recover your life points by its number times 20. It's like life charge. Again, point the skill. Life point boost, gamma, level duplication, drop sensor, drop and start, draw pass, just generic skills. You know what they do. Duel fuel can be used to turn. You begin with lower life points than your opponent, gain 1000 life points, can only be used once per turn and twice per duel. Again, life recovering skill. Continuing with Bronk, his level up card sucks actually, I'm not gonna lie. Only thing he gives that is good is Tin Archduke. As a free Xyz monster, it's fine. You can get it at the gate by farming him, so there is no point to level up him unless you want those gems. Skills, Return of the Archduke, like Yuma's skill. This time you are going to add a Tin Archduke to your extra deck, and actually, unlike 5D's characters, if you use these character skills to add a monster to your extra deck, you can return them from your graveyard to your deck if you can do what skill wants to do from you. As Return of the Archduke, if your opponent controls the monster in defense position, you can return that Tin Archduke from your graveyard to your extra deck again. In Yuma's skill, your life must be at 2000 or below. Anyways, Recycling Reserve can be used if you have at least 2 or more machine type monsters than other cards in your graveyard. All cards in your graveyard other than machine types monsters vanish. Vanish means, I guess, in duels, if you banish a card, you can return it by a card effect somehow, but if a card gets vanished, you cannot return that card to your field again, ever. For example, the Dark Side of Dimensions, Sarah and Aigami has a skill that vanishes a card. If a card gets vanished, it gets sent to different dimension, they will never come back. Life point skills, life charge, generic skills, level augmentation, cool. I have seen that deck before, can be used if you and your opponent control a card or cards with the same name. Card 500 life points for each different card with the same name. Another life recovering skill, can only be used once per turn and 3 times per duel. So much new life recovering skills, I don't see that they become any good. Iron Call can be used on your next turn after Iron Call is activated. Instead of conducting your normal draw, return 1 Iron Call from your graveyard to your hand. Can only be used once per duel. Let's look at the Iron Call. If you control a machine type monster, target one level 4 or lower machine type monster in your graveyard, special summon that. Its effects are negated. It's about the archetype that Bronk uses. Not a good skill at all, I guess. Iron Eye can only be used the turn you activated the effect of a card whose original name is Iron, I guess. Increase the attack of one Iron you control by 400. Can only be used once per turn and 3 times per duel. Not good at all again. Draw pass, defense charge and attack charge is generic as you know. As for Tori, she got some good cards for Satellar Knight decks. Most of the other cards she's giving for level ups are fairy type cards. She's Xyz monster is fairy type also. Rank 4, you can detach one Xyz material from this card, draw a card. She worth leveling up I guess if you are going to play a Satellar Knight deck. Overlay game, like the other two, she has this skill. Life point boost, life charge, level augmentation, all of them are generic. Oligar, you take no battle damage during your turn. This is a generic skill also. Let Me Duel 2 can be used if you have normal summoned one fairy type monster and set 2 or more cards from your hand during your first turn. Gain 2000 life points. Can only be used once per duel. Again, life recovering skill. I don't know why Konami give us this much life recovering skill. Have some duel fuel. Can only be used in tag duels. Let's just pass this. If you normal draw fairy type monster, recover 1000 life points. This is a generic skill also. Fairy returns. This is that skill that adds a monster to your extra deck, adds Fairy Sheer Girl to your extra deck, and if you want to return it from your graveyard to your extra deck, you must have 2 or less cards in your hand. You don't need to use Tori's extra deck skill and Bronk's extra deck skill at all because they are farmable cards. As for Yuma, if you don't have Utopia and you are not going for new box, you can use that skill. Drop Sense Spell or Trap, Drop Sense Light, these two are generic also. Sheer Up Fairies can be used if your life points are at 3000 or below. Place one Fairy Sheer Girl from your extra deck on top of one little fairy you control. This will be as an Xyz summon, can only be used once per duel. Skill is interesting actually, but I don't know will it be any good. So as for leveling up, you can level up every character if you want gems of course, but if you don't need gems at all, you'll be fine with only leveling up Yuma I guess. If you want to play Satellar Knights, you should level up Tori too. Let's go ahead to the cards they give as a duel reward at the gate. As for Yuma, Agaga Magician and Gogogo Golem is really decent. Djinn, a free Xyz monster if you wanna have it. It has an archetype also, we got some of the cards right now but not all of them I think. Rest is just spells and traps, most of them already have them in game except Gamushara. When a defense position monster you control is targeted for an attack, change that defense position monster to face up attack position. Then if the attacking monster is destroyed by that battle and sent to the graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack in the graveyard. If you don't have any back rows to play, maybe it could be playable. As for Bronk, Queen Archduke is good for a free Xyz card. Duel Falcon, when a machine type monster you control is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard while this card is face up on the field, you can add one machine type monster with 1000 or less attack from your deck to your hand. It has a search effect which is not bad at all. Toy Stuff is garbage. Wind up cards, Wind Up Honeybee, when this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, special summon one level 4 or lower wind up monster from your deck. This can be playable in a wind up deck. Weights and Zen Measures. Target 2 face up wind up monsters you control with different levels. Your opponent chooses one of them and the level of the other monster becomes the same as the chosen monsters until the end phase. Then if your opponent chooses the monster with a lower level, you can draw one card. Again, wind up card. Let's go ahead to Tori. Her Xyz card, Fairy Shiryo, Detach, Xyz material, draw a card, Arc Lord, Zerato. I don't know if it's any good. We already have Zeradias in game. Same goes for Divine Punishment. Stellar Nova Wave. It's a Tellar Knight card. Once per turn during your main phase or your opponent's battle phase, you can special summon one Tellar Knight monster from your hand. Again, you can, if you want to play a Satellar Knight deck, can be playable. I'm planning to make a Satellar Knight deck also. Oh, and I don't know why Konami did this, but it's not a good thing to do. They are giving card tickets as a level 11 reward for all 3 characters. Anyways, they did a great job with Zexal world. I appreciate it. If you have any suggestions to tell, feel free to comment down below. Subscribe if you want to watch my other videos in future. Join our Discord server. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.